In this video, I'm going to talk about environment variables within Microsoft Power Automate. Now, environment variables store the parameter key and values. It's basically a storage of key value pair. Now, environment variable provides single source of truth information about the environment. Now, it enables basic application lifecycle management within your Microsoft Power Automate solution. Now, it is useful for transporting secrets, connection strings between the environments. So, make sure that if you are using any connection to a data source, make sure you use environment variables so that all the values are dynamics and specific to that specific solution. And once you import into another environment, those values can be set using the import process. Now, environment variables can be used in Power Apps and Power Automate flows. Uh, it is also supported by other tools like Solution Packager and DevOps tools. Now, environment has a default value and a current value, which I'm going to demonstrate that in the example. And also, environment variable is solution aware. Now, once an environment variable is solution aware by default, you can use them for application lifecycle management for moving a solution across environment to from dev to test to prod. Environment variable data type has JSON, text, yes, no, data source, and secret as its data type. So you can use either of this data type if you want to use environment variable within your flows. Now, the backend storage for environment variable definition table. So there is a definition table which stores all the environment variable which you create within your environment, which also I'm going to demonstrate in this video. Now, when you provision a new environment variable, it asks for a couple of parameters like the display name, description, data type, connector, and these are the three connectors which are currently supported: SharePoint, Microsoft Dataverse, SAP. For Microsoft Dataverse, it will ask for environment for which this environment variable is to be created. For data type of connector, data source, SAP ERP, it will ask for client system ID and connection type. Whereas for Azure Key Vault, uh, for data type of secret, it will ask for subscription ID, resource group name, key vault name, and secret name. So I'm going to demonstrate you about the data source SharePoint connector. And these all things can also be implemented within your environment variable data types. The backend table. So there are two table which holds the value of the environment variable created within your environment. That's called as an environment variable definition and environment variable values. So the definition of the environment variable gets stored in the definition table, as you see over here, and the value for that specific environment variable is stored in the environment variable value table. Now, environment variable can be added in the solution as you see in the screenshot. So that means it can be transported from one environment to another. But make sure that once you start the export process, make sure that the item is removed from the solution rather than deleted from this environment. So remove the current value so that when it is imported into the new environment, the new value can be set during the import process. So now this is how the import process will look like. And then it will allow you to select whatever connection or whatever site or list you want to see in your new environment. Now, let me demonstrate that. So I have created, as you see over here, this is environment where demo solution, and I'll be creating a flow within the solution which will be manually triggered. So let me create a flow, and this flow will not do anything fancy. It will just query the SharePoint file property. Okay, so let me put a SharePoint connector, and within SharePoint, let me get the get files properties only. So here I need to specify the site address. Now I have two SharePoint sites. One is a dev SharePoint site, and second is a UAT SharePoint site. Now the dev SharePoint site, which I'm going to use for dev environment, UAT SharePoint site, which I'll be using it for UAT environment. Now this Power Automate flow is in the Girish dev environment. What I'm going to do, once I create this solution, I will move this Girish dev to Girish UAT environment, and then I'll show you the actual process of environment variables import. Now here, one option is to select the hard coded site address. Okay, so if you see here, I can select the Girish dev site right from here. Okay, and then I can select the library name, and this is the library name, and then I can do some operations. Okay, this is one option without environment variable. But then what will happen is, like, once this flow is exported into from this environment and imported into the UAT environment, this value will be hard coded. So we don't want that thing to happen. So for that, what we may need to do is we may need to go into the solution. So let me go into Power Apps, make.powerapps.com, go into the backend solution and make sure that you're in the right environment. So let me go into the Girish Dev environment and go into the solution which I named as, I think it was something related to environment variable. Yep. So that's in var demo, which I just created. Now here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create new, more, and then environment variable. Now remember, we are using SharePoint, so we need site and a document library. So I'll just call this as Girish SharePoint site. Okay, just putting my name so that I can easily find that out. So if I select data source, okay, now here, if I need to select data source and select the connector as SharePoint, and my connection is already established. If yours is not established, then you need to click on new connection and establish a connection to SharePoint. Once that is done, it will ask for two options, site or a list. Now for this, I want a site. So I'll select a site. Is there a current site value? Any new site value you want to add? I can add that. Okay. Let me select the new site value as a Girish dev. Okay. So say dev SharePoint, and I'll save this value. Now we have created one environment variable, Girish SharePoint site. Now we will create another environment variable, which is Girish SharePoint list. SharePoint list. And here I can select data type as data source, connector as SharePoint, and parameter type as list. And I'll select the list as so the list, I'll say list, and then I need to select which SharePoint site which I'm referring to. So this is dev SharePoint and UAD SharePoint. And in dev SharePoint, if I go to site contents, and I can see all the list which is within my SharePoint environment. So there's documents, the style library, and so on and so forth. So coming here, if I select parameter type as list, then I need to select the SharePoint site. And then from here within the SharePoint site, this is the environment variable which we just created, get a SharePoint site. I will get the list value, and this well is document library. So that's documents, and I'll save this. So I've created two environment variables, site and a list, and it is pointing to the document library. Now, in my flow where I was, so I can see this two environment variable created. Now I also show you where it gets stored in the backend. Now in the backend, if you search for under your tables, environment, then you will see two tables, environment variable definition and environment table value. I have opened this in the new screen. So let me show you that. So these are the two tables. Now the value which we just created, you might see over here, Girish SharePoint site, Girish SharePoint list, and this is the value we specified. Okay, in the form of a GUID, it stores in the backend. And here in the definition table, you should see Girish SharePoint list and Girish SharePoint site. So all this value gets stored in the backend table. You can't edit this table. This table is in read-only format. Okay, I'm just showing you just for reference purpose. Now, coming back to the flow, where did the flow go? Okay, here. Now here, what we need to do is one thing is, let me save this first, okay? Because we need to refresh this to get the environment variable, okay? because we created this flow before creating the environment variable. So I'm just saving this flow, and maybe let me refresh the screen. Now, instead of selecting the hard coded site and the list, what I'm going to do is I'm going to uh, create a custom value. Okay, so I'm opening this flow. Let me edit this flow. And let me show you in the, yeah, in the old interface itself. So here, instead of selecting the site address, what I'm going to do, I'm going to select a custom value. Now here under custom values, if I add a dynamic content, here you will see the environment variable. So I can select the environment variable which we have created. So my environment variable was called as Girish SharePoint site. So I'll select this. Under documents, I will not hardcode documents. I will add a custom value. And here again, I will put the list name. So that's the list. And then so on and so forth. This flow is now ready. This is all dynamically placed. And I can save this flow. And let me run this flow. It doesn't do anything fancy. It just get extract the file item. So I'll just run this flow and I'll show you how it works. Okay, so this flow has run successfully. All good. Now the next step, why we have done all this environment variable thing, is just to have this in exported to another environment. So this is environment where demo. Let me refresh this so that I can see my flow. Yep. So this is the flow, and there are two environment variable. Now remember, before exporting, what you need to do is you need to just go into say SharePoint list over here, the environment variable, and then let me refresh this. Yep. Secure SharePoint site. The current document. Let me save this value. And let me go into the environment variable Girish SharePoint site. Here it will point to the correct site. Okay, right here. And this is the current site value. This is the default site value. So we can select current and default site value. Now everything is fine. We are good for export. Okay, so let me edit this. And here, if you see current site, if I click over here, I'll say remove from the solution. I don't want this value to be hard coded as of now within the environment variable. So I'll just save this. Okay, so that has been removed. Same here. If I click on edit, I will remove this from this solution. Okay, now what I've done is anything which I've used in my flow, I'm just removed it. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to publish all the customization. Let me export the solution, and I'll export this as a managed solution. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch back to the UAT environment, and under UAT environment, if I go into the solution, I'll try to import this solution. Okay, so let me import the solution, and here this is the one which I have just exported. I'll click on next. And here, as you see, it is now asking me for the connection. So now the connection for this particular environment, it might be different. I can select something else, but I'll continue with the same. Now here it will ask for the environment variable. Now as we have removed it from the solution, So we need to specify the value. So we can pick whatever value we want. But for SharePoint site, we have this UAT SharePoint site, which is different than the dev environment. And then the document is same document library. And that's how we import this process. Now, that's how, environment variable can be used to, if we want to segregate between the dev environment and the UAT environment. So you need to create an environment variable and then make sure that before exporting, you remove those components. So that's it, folks. Thanks for watching.